We live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You sure?
Big time live.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Beyond the Diamond podcast. Our live shows we do every single Friday morning. Brian Lalima, Apollo Dez, producer Josh behind the camera. Oh, man. It's Groundhog Day.
It's Groundhog Day. It's
What's up, chat?
Stuck in a riptide. stuck on a deserted island. Stuck in the desert.
Yeah.
Stuck on that Titanic. Sucks, dude. Sucks. We gotta embrace the suck, I guess.
Got the Tigers in town.
Oh yeah, just the AL Cy Young.
Scooble's on the mound tonight.
No, I mean Jack 30, who has 15K per nine, and Casey Mize.
No.
Yeah, well.
The Astros had an opportunity to beat the Giants. They failed to do that.
Failed.
Jose Abreu is still getting opportunities for whatever reason.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm just done. Like, I'm gonna call it right now. Today is the 14th. His last game as a Houston Astro,
the 20th.
Right after the White Sox series. It's gonna be very poetic and fitting that
it's a familiar
and just
it's a familiar place.
There's no way you can trot him out against Baltimore. There's just no way. I don't understand. It feels like it, and there's a lot of, we can get into Espada. We can get into his mismanagement of the bullpen and it just compounding throughout the week.
That's a big one.
But it feels like he has a 20-man roster. He's not going. I mean, he finally went to Dubin in a freaking, when we were in a deficit. And look, all of a sudden Dubin got 6 outs. Why couldn't do it on Monday? Besides the point. Get into it. We're playing with a 20-man roster. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like we have one or two hands tied behind our back. It feels like our front office just tried to build an airplane with duct tape while they're falling out of the sky. And you got Game of Thrones happening up in the very, very top tower while all of us down here are like, what the fuck is going on? Sorry for cussing. I just don't know. I'm broken. I'm snapped.
We are in a position, the Astros are in a position where they are, 31-38? What's their record?
Yeah.
31-38, right?
Yes.
And they're 8 out of the AL West, 6 back of the AL wild card. Put it to you this way. They would have to go on it would be a 16-game swing to get into the lead of the AL West.
We have spring training fucking lineup day in and day out with spring training vibes, and we have a deficit of 8.5. What are we doing? We're just not. It's nonchalant. Is it not nonchalant? Is it just like
No,
it's spring training?
I was saying this like 2 weeks ago, and you guys asked me why I was angry.
I know. Why are you yelling, dude?
Why are you yelling? Why are you angry? Because 2 weeks ago I was like, this shit it sucks. So look, call the mayor. Tell them the parade's off.
The parade's off. This week, the parade is off. This week is the parade.
No, in all seriousness, man, this shit is so damn frustrating. When you look at this roster and you look at this lineup, and look, hitting comes and goes. We know that. Lineup's going to struggle, but yet you usually have really good pitching that will hold you over. Then you have really good hitting that will hold you over when your pitching staff's not really as good. But yet when Joe Espada, for whatever reason, continues to run Jose Abreu in this lineup.
It's not him, though. It can't be him.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But yet he's still doing it.
Yeah, I know.
He's still doing it. I get that his hands are tied because we know who's pushing the buttons with Jose Abreu. But until you get him out of the lineup, he's not putting the best lineup out there to get you back into this AL. You're not even back to 500 yet.
So this is what's going to happen. We're going to finally DFA Jose Abreu. We're going to bring up Joe. He's going to bring Juice. We're going to go on a run. We're going to go be buyers at the deadline, all for 81 and 81.
Yeah.
That's the math says that's what's going to happen, because the math saying we're going to win 65% of the games from here on out doesn't make any sense. I see you get degrees, but that makes zero sense to me.
If you win 65 of your games, you get to 80 wins, 80-something wins, right? 85 wins, whatever. I don't know what it is, but
I understand his hands are definitely, Espada's hands are definitely tied behind his back. And someone is making the lineup, and this is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Makes 0 sense. I mean, I will say this, and I was critical of Dusty Baker, and I love Dusty Baker. I think he's the greatest Houston Astros skipper we've had. But he did more with less.
Yes.
He had Jose Altuve miss 3/4 of the season. He had Yordan Alvarez miss 2 months. He had Jose Abreu and Martin Maldonado in this freaking lineup. And he won. So I don't know. And obviously there's stuff to go. And he had a Jeremy Pena who wasn't Jeremy Pena.
Good. No. He wasn't very good.
I just don't get.
There's also some moves that have been made that really frustrate. Why did you bring Joey Loperfido up?
Oh, does up down
to pinch run?
Get the frequent flyer miles, baby. You're on Southwest. You get some.
So we waste his option and send him right back down.
Just dumb.
That's just not smart.
Just dumb. So we played with a short bench. We playing with a short bullpen, and I believe who was it in the chat? I think Ben. No. Scroll up a little bit. Scroll up the Mr. Thunder. Yeah, road trip was disappointing. Should have been 5-1. Canceled parade. 100%. We went 500 on a road trip. We should have went 5-1, and that's just the story of this season. It's mismanagement. It's everything. I don't know. Chat, tell me. I don't know.
Well, Bourbon in Baseball says our pitching was way more locked down last season. Come on now. Framber Valdez was like 11-10. Hunter Brown hit a wall. Christian Javier was fat and out of shape.
The pitching's been great.
Pitching's been great this year. The pitching's been great, and the bully when they're not overextended and tired has been great.
JP France ate a bunch of innings for you last year, but also hit a wall. So I don't think the pitching was way more locked down last season than it is this year. You've gotten really quality starts out of some of these guys, except for Framber the other night, because that's what you get out of Framber. You get 9 innings one week, and then the next you get 59 pitches.
59 pitches. It's
too many ifs, man. Too many ifs.
And on June 14th, we're sitting here with way more questions than answers. And I don't get that. I don't get how in a calendar year you can go from, okay, yes, there's a World Series hangover. Yeah, the boys will turn it on, to what the hell is going on? Honestly, there's more questions that need to be answered. And I don't think this team can get out of it unless the offense carries them. The offense just has to get hot for 6 weeks.
Well,
and get hot.
It's hard to have your offense rolling when you have a black cloud hanging over it.
Oh yeah, it's you know what it is? It's that Shane Gillis bit where he's like, he comes back home from college and you go to your friend's house and it's like the old like family dog. He's like 16 years old. He's like, oh, hey, buddy, how you doing? Like, you're just like, oh, that's what it feels like.
Well,
I just
did some math.
Oh, okay. Math.
Did some mathing. So let's say you take away all the 1-run games from the Mariners and from the Astros. How close do you think the records are?
Same exact record.
The Astros would be 26-24. The Mariners would be 24-24. If you swap their 1-run records, the Mariners are 16-7 in 1-run games, and the Astros are 5-14. So if those were swapped, if they had swapped luck in 1-run games, the Astros would be 42-31, and the Mariners would be 29-38. That's the season. That's the difference in the division right now is 1-run games fully.
How many blown saves do we have?
Feels like 18.
I mean, the craziest part of all of this is you spent $95 million on the most expensive holder of all time. Not even a closer, a holder, because Josh Hader has to go in and hold games.
Yeah.
He's
every other day.
Yeah.
And if you don't get out of this in June and maybe the early part of July, everyone's burnt out. Everyone's going to be burnt out because if you're constantly playing and running uphill, you're just going to get exhausted. I mean, you clearly saw it when we ran out Montero 3 days in a row.
For whatever reason.
And don't get me wrong, Monty's hasn't been bad.
No.
And it was the implications of your actions on what happened on Saturday that compounded the rest of the week. But
we want to talk about a mismanaged of the
you
bullpen, though.
I said it on the last podcast. I don't know how you went from an off day Thursday, a complete game Friday, a 6-1 win on Saturday, and you're underwater by Monday night on your bullpen. Makes zero sense. Get MLB the show out, get some reps going. I don't know.
The Astros have had 25 save opportunities. They've blown 12 of them.
What was
Almost
that?
Half.
50%.
25
A
25 opportunities.
52%
They've blown
save
12.
Percentage.
You know,
Awful.
it's
The only ones that have worse are the White Sox, the Tigers, the Marlins,
I'm not
and that's it.
I'm not a pat on the back guy, but I'm really glad that you guys are echoing the same sentiments that I don't know. I've been saying for 3 fucking weeks now.
Why are you yelling?
Just
dude?
give me credit. Just
Why
give me
are
credit
you-
just
what are we
once.
giving you credit
Did I
for,
not say
yelling?
this 3?
For yelling?
No, 3 weeks
All right,
ago.
I'll give you credit for yelling.
3 weeks ago, we were on the podcast, and I was talking about all of this, and you guys were like, "You're gonna be fine. You'll be fine. They're gonna win the
Pull the clip, dude.
division."
Pull the clip.
What?
I never said win the division. I said win the World Series. I didn't say win the division. It could be a wild card.
You're right. But I was, to be fair, I was just saying I think it's still too early. You were predicting what would happen, and I was predicting hopefully that they figure it out and they drop Jose Abreu and they turn it around and they don't allow 2 walk-off wins in a row, shit like that. Like, I mean,
I just don't understand. It's inevitable. The decision is made. Jose Abreu is not going to be on this team. I mean, by All-Star break. Like, and I hope it's not that long. I hope it's next week. I hope it's today, because the longer you wait, like, oh, you want us to clap for you? Congratulations, guys! You made the decision everyone in the city has been talking about for the last 3 months. Are they legitimately waiting for us to this? Good job, guys! You finally did it. We're in the hole now.
You have touched me entirely too many times this podcast. That's 3 now. He's been in.
Why is he so angry?
It's a bit.
Dude, why are you so-
It's a bit. 16 games he's been back. He's appeared in 13 of them. Jose Abreu.
I can't touch you, dude.
Yeah, it's a bit. You can do it's fine.
touch
It's
him.
Well, now you're making it weird.
No, it's like Howie Mandel in Deal or No Deal. He like hates being touched.
He has a germophobia. You have germophobia?
Okay, that sounds pretty fucking soft to me.
I mean, it's a phobia.
Shit, you're scared of heights. Is that a phobia?
I mean, yeah, I think
You also
scientifically.
think you can swim a canal in Fort Myers or in West Palm Beach.
Yeah,
That's a phobia as
Jupiter.
well.
It's not. It's
Am
called.
I muted? Did you mute me?
No.
Did you mute me?
No.
Oh. Ben says Brian's mic is muted.
Brian's mic has been muted and they have missed. All right, Brian's been yelling. All right, chat. I'll just say everything what Brian's been doing. Brian said that me and Josh are right, and then he said,
No.
and then he
Am I
said,
muted?
"I'm sorry that I'm angry all the time," and then he also said that he will buy me
My back?
berries. Yeah, that's what he's. That's the only thing you missed, chat. That's the only thing you missed.
Yeah, see, Ryan Fortson's onto something. I am a little bit angry because I have to do this twice. And the first time around, I have to censor. It's true.
No,
It's true.
okay, Ryan. That's a very good point.
I don't think
So
you're muted.
I was a guest. I did a guest spot on Brian's show. You say, "Hey Alexa, play Sports Talk Radio 790,"
What?
and
Sports
and
Talk
then
Radio
Brian Lalima's show starts.
Sports Talk 790.
And so, I was on a guest spot for him, and then afterwards, I was like, I see why you don't want to talk again. Like, I see why.
Yeah,
this-
you only did. You only.
I only did
it
it once. I only did it for 3
hours.
Yeah.
I do it for 4 hours.
All right, chat. Before we get into this like Detroit series or the San Fran series, what's the vibes? Give me some comments. Give me where you're at. Just let it rip. I want you guys to tell us how you're feeling, because I think we're all feeling the same. Just let it rip. Just let it rip, everyone.
Where? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, well, who cares about the Tiger series?
Oh yeah.
I mean, like who like?
I mean, I'm as a baseball fan, I get to see Scuba pitch.
Yeah, true.
Probably carve.
Yeah. I mean, you Kyle Tucker, still no update on him if he's going to be back in the lineup. Yanier Diaz still DB, shut the fuck up.
That's a good one, Dylan.
Don't gaslight
comments.
them. He's so
Tank for
stupid.
Ethan Holiday. Okay. All right. I like that. We're dog shit. Better luck next year. Ryan, that's not a bad. I mean, there's a path to put yourself in a very good position for 2025. And I don't know if we're going to take it. And that's going to really piss me off because at best, we're going to do all this work to get to 81 and 81. It just sucks, dude. It just sucks. It feels like I'm doing a project and I know like my group, like usually I'm the vibes guy. I'm the ideas guy. And I position myself on a team where I'm going to get an A.
I think that's also known as a homer with this team.
No. Listen. Linda, listen. Okay. But now the teacher created their own groups. She assigned them all. And now I realize, oh shit, I actually have to do work. So now I'm hustling to do work and the deadline's approaching. And you know what? I'm going to get a C. And you know what? A C is 81 and 81. And you know what that is? On the couch in October.
How many different sayings or analogies do you think they
A lot.
do on our podcast?
A lot. It's pretty good though. If you think about it.
And I would say that you give us 2.
Props for the Titanic one.
That was good.
That was really good.
Thank you.
What you got going on here? Why is my mic out?
Is there a world where this is a comment? Is there a world where they completely blow this up and trade Tucker? I don't see that, Turtle. I don't see that.
Turtle's in the building? Where's Vinny Chase?
I could see other. Ooh, that's a good pull, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry for touching you.
Sorry.
God,
Ben, can you please spell my name correctly? Thanks.
It always feels like Wiley Chase. It always feels like we're back about to go on a run and Brian Presley comes in. Yeah, I mean, good. Put him in a safe situation. He's nails.
Is there a world they blow it up? Did you answer that already? Is there a world where they completely blow this up and trade Tucker?
I know. Yeah,
Josh
that was
fixing
Turtle.
my mic.
Yeah. You made the.
I don't think that's gonna. Oh yeah, that's right. The Vinny Chase reference. I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, this sucks.
I do have so Dana Brown was on your show today.
He was.
And he mentioned, and then there was a report, they mentioned about starting pitching and getting 2 starting pitchers.
Yeah.
I have a take.
Are you talking about Luzardo and
No. I'm not even talking about who they get.
Oh, okay.
I think this is just my own personal opinion. I think them getting 2 pitchers at the deadline.
Yep.
And if they have, and they're not rentals, they have to be team control.
Yeah.
Is setting up for moving off Framber in the offseason.
I don't think you're far off. We talked about that off air before the season started.
I mean, I feel like
at our old studio.
Yeah, I feel like this is the last year of him.
I thought it was.
But
well.
if you're getting 2 starting pitchers with years, I don't understand why they're getting 2. Because you have Luis coming back, and then you have Lance behind him in August. It almost feels like they're positioning themselves for something in 2025. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just random thoughts. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Hader has only 1 blown save. His first one against the Blue Jays. I think he has 2, Ben, because he gave up the one against the Angels, the Cabbage home run. That's not a blown save. It's a tied game.
Yeah.
See,
he's blown a lot of tie games.
Because he's a holder.
Yeah.
We spent $95 million on a holder. I don't know. And I do think I tweeted it. I quote tweeted you today. So your tweet was, "We've given Abreu time," or your quote of a quote from Dana Brown.
Yeah.
On your show.
Mm-hmm.
Dana Brown comes on the show every Wednesday, but today
we had to
on
move
Friday.
to Friday.
Dana Brown's quote was, "We've given Abreu time to put some things together. Let's evaluate it, and at some point soon, we're up against time and need to get things moving."
Yeah.
That was Dana Brown on Sports Talk 790 on the Sean Salisbury show with Brian Lima.
Yeah.
I quote tweeted with, "I know there's one guy we need to bring in to audit this entire thing. And it's John Taffer from Bar Rescue."
Bar Rescue.
just send in John Taffer and let him just go to work. Let John Taffer do what he does best and yell at people and scream at people and streamline this son of a gun all the way back.
You said you quote tweeted me?
Yeah, I know you have
I need
muted.
to. I guess
yeah,
I need
you have
to
to
unmute
unmute
you.
me. You have to unmute me.
See that? I'll unmute you. Don't worry.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, some of those quotes are pretty interesting, man. It's maddening. With a few of them, like one thing I didn't like when Sean asked him about Jose Abreu is where is it? He said, quote, "We're having conversations. We know he's struggling. there's a human element that people don't realize. At some point, as Joe mentioned, me and Joe Espada, there's a timeline. We'll do what's best for the team, end quote. I don't like how he brought up the human element part of it.
Well,
like we know there's a human element.
Yeah,
Well, I think there's some other stuff happening.
I don't care. I'm past the bullshit. This is a business. At the end of the day, this is a business. You can't take personal feelings for an aging veteran that can't even hit 200. He can't hit the Mendoza line. I understand there's a human element. There's a human element in everything that we do in every sports. Go ask the NFL players. That's the most cold fucking league in all of the world. I don't care. It's just more excuses. Cut bait, part ways. That's where we're at.
Why are you yelling?
Because I'm tired of like this like we're making we're moving the goalposts. Oh, there's a human element. He's a great guy, great clubhouse guy.
The sympathy can only go so far.
Dude, production. Where's the production? This is a business. I'm sorry. At the end of the day,
I'm not like gonna laugh in his face or like celebrate that he's losing a job, but the team needs to win. There's millions of dollars on the line. Like we gotta.
And the fact that he continues to be in this lineup and struggles as bad as he does is putting this team in a bind. It is hampering their ability to put the best lineup out. And I feel for Joe Espada to an extent because his hands are tied when it comes to the Abreu situation.
Yeah.
But yet, at some point, he can say, I'm not putting him in the lineup. There's also that fact. I mean, you want to go like
you gotta go the old
Billy Bean and
Art Howe. Like you're not playing Pena at first base. Well, I am. The lineup card's mine. And he's like, well, Pena's traded.
Right?
I mean, that's what Joe's trying to do. The opposite way. Joe is playing him to accelerate this process.
I think that's a very fair statement. Jose Abreu playing every single day is dude, you're getting chirped a lot today by your bud.
Did you see what he said earlier? He said, good Lord, dude's definitely wearing a 3X Hanes t-shirt.
Yeah, I mean,
it's Legends brand. It's Legends apparel.
Dude, we know, dude. You're top designer, dude. We get it.
These shirts are like $25 online.
On the money part of this, think about it this way. Sure, you're paying Jose Abreu $19 million.
Uh-huh.
How much more than that do the Astros make every playoff run?
Oh, you know what?
So if you miss the playoffs, You're missing.
There's going to be
the players
on
the players are missing bonus checks from playoff series. The team is missing tickets and concessions and all the rest of that from playoffs. Like at some point,
alcohol sales, jersey sales.
Like at some point, the businessman and Jim Crane needs to figure this out. Like
I'm missing out on all my replica rings. I've complained about that for a year. Where's my replica rings? I missed that shit.
Exactly. You still got your other ones?
No, I never collected those.
You sure? I thought you used to wear one around your necklace.
Never, dude. That's so. Why are you so mean, dude? You're so ugly.
What is that? That's not anything to
wore
you.
It as a necklace.
You guys are kind of soft today, man. What's up?
I mean,
the Astros struggle, and now you guys want to, be realists about it.
What
3 weeks ago, y'all were yelling at me about yelling because I knew this was coming. Oh, they're gonna figure it out. This was you actually. Hold on. Let me see. Let me get my best Dez impersonation real quick. Hold on. Why are you yelling? What do you mean? They're gonna win the World Series. Call the mayor.
I don't sound like that. I don't sound like that.
It's not a perm.
It's a terrible representation.
Am I muted again?
I'm monitoring it. It keeps going out occasionally.
See, I can't even do impersonation.
They still hear you.
I do have a question for everyone here. Has there ever been an organization that we can collectively say the manager has his hands tied behind his back and the general manager? What?
Yeah, I will say.
Other than the Cowboys?
I will say, probably. I will say that Dana Brown and Joe Espada. Joe Espada was on with Matt Thomas yesterday, and some of the answers that he had, Dana Brown echoed the same thing. So they're on the same page, I think.
No, they're getting a memo every day of like, here's the lines, here's what we're saying, here's what we're not saying.
So I feel like both of those. Honestly, I think this was I said this on the show this morning on 790. Is that I think that Dana Brown and Joe Espada both realize that Jose Abreu is cooked, but they cannot do anything about the situation because of two other people, Jeff Bagwell and Jim Crane.
Yeah.
That's my honest
I
opinion. Switching out mics. Yeah, all right.
I think you're 100% nails. I don't know. What happens? What happens? I mean, I guess the big thing is like you're gonna see a billionaire's pockets get hurt, right? Like that's when he'll start noticing. Oh, money coming in.
Isn't attendance down this year?
I would think attendance would be down.
Josh, is there any way you can check
Can we
that?
pull that?
Is what?
Is the
Is
attendance down? I thought I heard a stat like 2 or 3 weeks ago that it was. Attendance is down so far this season. But the worst part about it is the Astros are going to keep you right there. So it's like purgatory. Like they're close enough to be back in the race, but they're far enough that they're not. And it's just that in between that'll get you like, oh, they win 3 in a row, or they win a series and then they win another one and then another one. And then they go like, and they lose like 4 in a row, or they give up back-to-back walk-off home runs to 2 shitty teams. So it's like, damn it. You start riding a little bit of a high, then you right back down to where we're at right now.
It's 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. We're spinning our wheels. We're in a riptide. Whatever analogy you want to use, that's the reality of the season. Like that West Coast 6-game swing was like, oh, the Astros should have been 5-1. Everyone's saying the Astros should have been 5-1. Reality, you were 3-3. You are a 500 ball club. That's why I think we're gonna do all this work, because the flip side, there's gonna be positive regression. You just can't always have all this negative, unless it's just not your year. So the positive regression comes. You know what?
Yeah,
81-81. Like that's what it is.
Even if they were a 500 ball club in 1-run games, it'd be a 500 ball club over the season.
And you know what's sad? I would take 500 baseball right now.
No, I know.
I would take 500, and it all it take in the thing that just, I don't know. I think it's just hope. I don't know if it's just me being dumb. It just takes 1 week, one hot week.
We've been saying that.
I know.
Like,
I know. That's what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah.
It takes one hot week, and you're at 500, and then you could just reset.
The attendance average last year was 37,000.
Okay.
This year it is 32,000.
So it's down.
It's down.
Interesting.
Oh, so
as the prices go up on
everything.
everything.
On that.
Wonder what it's going to look like this weekend. Well, it's Father's Day weekend, so
I think Father's Day weekend is gonna. I don't know, man.
I firmly believe that once you figure the Jose Abreu situation out, then things will get better. And I'm not blaming it on him at all. There's other issues that this team has. Runners in scoring position has been an issue. You have injuries galore. Your back end of the bullpen has not performed well. Like, there are other reasons why they are struggling. But also, first base is a black hole.
Yeah.
So then you cut that out. Do whatever you figure, whatever you decide to do. Obviously, we know what needs to be done. And then you can kind of, figure out other things. So I just think too, that's number one for me. Figure that situation out. So until then, there's a black cloud over this lineup.
I think Junior,
and you're what, 8 out? 8, right? 8 out of the West.
Right.
8 out of the West and 5 in
you
the
drop this
wild
series.
card.
You drop this series, man. You could be looking at 10 games, 10, 11 games.
Well,
depending on what
the
the Mariners do.
and Rangers are playing each other.
Yeah.
Oh, they are?
Actually, we need the Rangers to.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Rangers
Team,
aren't very
Junior's
good
right.
either.
Team can't heal until you cut out the sickness 100%.
Yeah, there you go.
Buying at the deadline is outrageous. I agree. Just going through the comments here on our live show. Joe's a pawn. Dana's a pawn. Nothing will change until Crane and Bagwell will step aside. I don't even know if Crane needs to step aside. I think Bagwell needs to step aside. Crane's signing. At the end of the day, Crane is signing big checks for us to win. Like I'd rather have an owner sign big checks and then step away than be in the middle of.
I don't think this is some giant error. I think it's just a small misstep in Crane's legacy.
I think pride and ego got you here.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not a James Click guy. When he left, I was okay with it. Hindsight, if he stuck around, maybe it'd be a little bit better. But I don't. The James Click revisionist history is kind of getting to me a bit because everyone's like James Click. He's still okay. If he was all world, he won a World Series as a GM. Why does he not have a GM job right now? He's still like the special assistant to his special assistant in Toronto. He's like the fourth guy. So I always felt James Click he knew how to keep everything Jeff built and everything that R&D and Pete, who's now with San Fran, he kept everything going in the right direction, right? What we have now is just so many chefs in the kitchen and no one can make a grilled fucking cheese. And that's what it is. Like, that's what it is. And I wasn't a James Click guy. And I'm like, okay, maybe we were a little wrong. I mean, getting James Click back, I wasn't a huge fan of him there, but like, it just feels like.
All right. All right. We got a couple of things here in the chat. Ben says, you know how many times I have said we are so back and it's over?
Yes.
A lot of people have been saying that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Grafa0713 says Texas Rangers better get ready because we're taking that number 2 spot soon, like real soon.
Hell yeah. 100.
I don't know about that one. Pick up Goldschmidt for the remainder of the season and put Abreu on the back burner until we can get Bagwell out of here. Goldschmidt's not really swinging it well this season, but also don't even put Abreu on the back burner. Part ways with him. Sosa says go all in and trade Myers, Bregman, Presley, and Fromber. Rebuild with young talent.
You could do that.
Yeah, good.
You could do that.
On the other side, on Instagram, Josh, can you scroll up real quick? Let's see. Keep going. I saw another one. Okay. I just got in here, but what y'all think about Joe and some of his decisions?
Bad.
It was mismanagement of the bullpen.
It was an F week.
Yeah, it was not good
for Joe Espada last week.
Justice for Joey Loperfido. Not playing him was pathetic. I agree. I don't even know why you called him up.
Crazy.
Can we all agree to push Maldi for the All-Star game?
Yeah.
Dude, he's batting like
071,
right? Or 070.
Who's to blame about Abreu's playing time? The guys that signed. And look, I will say this. I was a signed Jose Abreu guy that offseason. Was not a signed Jose Abreu for that economics. It made sense to go get him because it was like, I think him, Bell, Belt, and Rizzo were all free agents in that class, and they're all
it wasn't a great
class.
It was a great move for who was available.
Correct.
Like, he was the clear.
Just not this fucking contract.
Yeah.
Just the money aspect.
Because you know what's crazy? We're DFAing him in hopefully a week. He's owed $19.5 million next year.
Yeah.
Defer that, baby.
I think a lot of people expect.
I'm paying a penny a year for the next 19 million years. I don't know what the math is on that.
I think a lot of people expected a regression for Jose Abreu, but I don't think anybody thought he was going to just forget how to hit a baseball completely.
Father Time's
undefeated.
I was like, oh, yeah, he can be like a 220 hitter, like 650, 700 OPS. I mean,
Astros flag world tour is grilled fucking cheese. Yeah, I'm going to put that on a shirt. Launch Abreu in the sun. We may have to bring the rocket out. We may have to bring the rocket out.
Is it that time? Have we reached that time?
I retired the rocket.
I know you did.
And I'm gonna bring it out of
Remember,
retirement.
you used to launch Phil Maton.
No.
Yes.
No, I launched him once. It was a soft launch. It was a soft launch. I launched my son, Jake Odorizzi.
Oh, that's who it was.
It was. Okay. I was a bad helicopter parent. I sent Odorizzi on a space shuttle every other start. It was bad. I apologize, Jake Odorizzi. When does Bagwell become a free agent? Molly's leadership.
It's a
fair thing.
It's also kind of funny that
Ben, I love that. Scott Abreu hater for 7. Taylor Scott's your new fireman. Put Abreu in the 8th. Taylor
Scott's an all-star.
Yeah, dog.
He's got a 1.6 something ERA.
Dog, South African dog.
If he pitches, 4 times a week until the All-Star game, like, he should.
They say mate. They say mate in South Africa. Like, what's up, mate?
What?
Like mate, M-A-T-E, like bro.
South African?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, I really want to get him on the podcast. So what's up, mate? Throw baggy. Jake is letting his baggy hate flow through. Garrett, nice to see you show up today. Taylor Scott and Seth Martinez.
Is he here?
No, we would hear him.
Yeah, but he sneaks in.
He does sneak in.
So
Taylor Scott and Seth Martinez have been amazing. Look, I know the conversation in the offseason, and you have to give credit to Dana and his team. They didn't go out and re-sign Neris or
Mhm.
Stanek or Maton.
Yep.
I would have personally loved somehow getting Neris back because of the leadership and the bridge between the Latin American guys. But just staying put with Seth Martinez and going getting Taylor Scott, like, insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just
Have
a
you
great
seen-
call.
Have you seen Taylor Scott's baseball reference page?
Yeah.
7 years, 7 different teams.
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah.
like awful with damn near everybody
Yeah.
except for the Astros.
Yeah. He's sick. Presley does have a no trade. Presley has a no trade. I
Like
wonder.
a hard no trade clause?
Yeah.
Or is it just like a couple teams?
He has to
off?
opt out completely. So you have that.
Well, I wouldn't. I think if push came to shove, I think he would opt out of it and say, "Trade me out of here. I want to go be the closer for somebody." If it came to that, I don't think it
You know
will,
who needs
but-
a. You know who couldn't use a closer? Not excluding Baltimore, because Baltimore needs someone.
who?
The Royals.
Royals are pretty good.
Royals are good, and they're losing some. They're kind of leaking some oil a bit,
Yeah.
but they need a guy on the back end.
Did you see what Bobby
You
Witt
know,
Jr. did
I
the
was
other
to
day
say,
against
maybe
the
Bobby
Yankees?
Witt for Ryan Presley straight
Did you
up.
see what he did the other day?
Dude, he's awesome.
He hit a ball and like barely into the right center field gap and
was
stretched
on-
it into a double.
Yeah,
Like ran on Aaron Judge.
he's really good, and they have Cole Reagans, who's like my
He's
man
also
crush.
really good.
Um,
That division is pretty damn competitive.
who would have thought?
The AL Central.
Yeah, the Central and the West kind of swapped.
Yeah,
This year.
West sucks because the Rangers aren't very good.
Ben, I think the Orioles are going to get Mason Miller. It just makes sense.
I read an
to do
article this
that.
morning that the what's it called? The Oakland Athletics are shopping him. Like that's another article that I read. This is like 4 now from 4 different national baseball writers that have all said the same thing. That the A's are going to shop him.
You know what? It's crazy.
He's averaging 16.5K per 9.
The A's
Stupid.
remind me of like the Marlins a bit, where they had all the now all-stars on their teams they were traded to. You know, they had like Real Muto, Yelly, Stanton, they had D. Gordon. Obviously, the death of Jose Fernandez they were like, we need to just
Yeah.
rebuild. But Oakland has all these guys like Olsen, Chapman, Murphy. Now add Mason Miller, Bassett. I mean, guys, we beat Oakland in the playoffs in 2020. Like, I know it's a Mickey Mouse season, but Oakland's not removed from being in the ALDS, and they just keep getting people up and then trading them for prospect. And it's just like, is that? I don't. If we do that, ugh. if we get stuck in that cycle, put me in an insane asylum. Call me the Joker. Just frustrates me. Astros, Tigers, AJ Hinch back in town. Scooble versus Hunter Brown. Let's touch on Hunter Brown real quick. Been pitching his ass off for the last, I believe, 6-7 starts. I'm pulling up Astros Futures tweet this morning. He had it. Hunter Brown in his last 6 games, 2.91 ERA, 34 innings. What's 6? That's almost 5 1/3 innings, average innings pitched, 22 hits. Well, you listen to this because you're kind of on Hunter Brown's ass. 11 walks, 38 strikeouts.
Yeah, ever since he came out of the bullpen for that one, he's been
Well, ever
really
since
good.
he went to the sinker.
Yeah,
And he's just been great. He has that bulldog mentality. He has that moxie that and I think young players, there's a learning curve, right? We saw it with Jeremy. We're seeing it with Diaz. We've seen it with Hunter. Like Hunter was like, oh, he's going to be Justin Verlander. He's going to be Justin Verlander. He's going to be Justin Verlander. All this stuff, right? And then he struggled. And he hit a wall. And he couldn't make it out of the first inning. I mean, we're not a month and a half removed from when he gave up, 13 hits in the first inning against the Royals or whatever it was. Like, that was rock bottom. And to see him bounce back over the last 6 starts that's top of the rotation stat line. Like, you take that. And so I'm very pumped about his development. I'm pumped about Spencer Arrietty's development over the last month. I would say a good month of Spencer.
Yeah.
Those guys have been a solid 4-5 in your rotation.
How long? Hopefully until, well, not hopefully, but do you think Spencer Arrietty hits a wall?
It's coming.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is when does it get here?
You know what I hope? It's the week before All-Star break. So then he has a week to reset. His arm gets. I mean, Spencer's obviously not going to be an All-Star. Like you get to that little like, oh, okay, I can get back into my maintenance stage of your arm, because it's going to happen. It happens for every team. Yeah. I think we're seeing it right now with Seattle. So Wu got scratched and Castillo got scratched the last 2 days. And I mentioned on the podcast last week, you have the Phillies and the Mariners, I think, are the best starting rotations in Major League Baseball. And every guy right now in May and June is going 8 innings. Come August, September, those arms are going to be run down. And you're already starting to see that with guys getting stretched, going to 6-man. Obviously, the Astros are going to go through that too. And your margins are 0%. Yeah. So I don't know. I think I don't want to say tonight. Or not tonight. This weekend series is the biggest, but sure damn feels like it.
Well, like I said earlier, you can't lose this series. You lose this series, you turn around, and if the Mariners have a good weekend against the Rangers, then you're 10 back at least.
Sosa Blanco is an all-star. Yes, I think he is. I don't know if he'll be voted in because he got popped, but the stats are the stats.
What is he? 5-2? 6-2?
I think he's 6-2. Zane asks, do y'all think moving Tuve out of the leadoff spot is non-negotiable?
Josh, will you scroll back up on that?
Thinking about when Springer led off with Tuve. Hold on, I'm reading that comment, Josh. And the 2-hole, we could do something like that with Tucker. I mean, at this point, I'm up for changing everything.
It's by the same person. Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, we got to shake things up. And Breggie's playing at a way better pace. Alex Bregman's here. He's on a 14-gamer.
Mm-hmm.
Sosa, I think you're right. Got to win 10 of the next 15. I think you gotta almost sweep June from here on out, and that's with 3 against Detroit with their 3 top arms, and then you have
got the White Sox and the
White Sox, and then Baltimore in town, and then I think you have something soft, and then the Twins after that. I don't know.
Would you say last week you wanted to go into the Orioles series for 2 games back, 4 games?
I said the goal for the Astros would be 1 game below 500 going into the Orioles series, and what you needed was a White Sox sweep, and you needed to win every series. So you lost. So you have to now you have to sweep the Tigers, and you have to sweep the White Sox to get to my goal, which was 1. And now, like, if you take 2 or 3 against Detroit and you sweep the White Sox, and you're only 2 going into Baltimore, chasing 2 to 500.
But I mean, they gotta start winning right now.
I'm worried they're gonna rush back Kyle Tucker, because that video of Julia posted when he was like limping. And that entire week they were like, "Oh yeah, respect him Friday night." I was like, "Bro, he hasn't done any baseball activities. Like,
he's not playing. I don't think he's.
I don't think he's played all this weekend.
He hasn't done any baseball activities.
I don't think he's back till the Baltimore series, to be honest.
Yeah,
because if he's like still even on the edge, like, why rush him back during a White Sox series? He should be able to win anyways. But you're right; they probably do rush him back.
And look, going 3-3 when we should have been 5-1 sucks. You also, I guess, devil's advocate, you went 3-3 without your MVP, but whatever, I guess. Ifs, buts, and whatever.
Candy and nuts.
Yeah.
Like
all right, let's change it up a little bit. Who is a former Astro that you would put on this current Astros roster?
Only one.
It can be anybody. I know who mine is.
I'll go first.
For this team?
I'll go first. I'll pass it to y'all.
I know who you're gonna say.
Yeah, y'all have no idea who I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna say Jeff Bagwell.
Wow.
He's fucking with us, right?
I mean, he's not wrong.
We need a
If
first
you got
baseman.
prime Jeff Bagwell.
He's a Hall of Fame first.
How poetic that's.
Yeah, I mean-
What a pull.
I mean,
Producer Josh.
It's a Hall
Wow.
of Fame first baseman that
Yeah.
hit 40 bombs a year. Like,
So-
that's what we need.
All right. I mean, I like that. But for this current team right now, it's Garrett Cole. You've got to have a frontline guy. And when he was here with the Astros, he was nasty. Now,
Yeah,
obviously,
our pitching
Garrett
is
Cole is a little banged up. He's making his way back. But still, give me Garrett Cole on this
You
roster.
put 19 Cole on this roster.
Whew, buddy.
Yeah, but our pitching is okay.
Yeah, but it's
not
going
our
to fall
biggest need.
apart because of innings
You need a
thresholds.
horse.
Sure.
You have to have a
you need
horse,
true
yeah.
Yeah, but we
horse.
need to win now.
Him and Justin Verlander together. Look, give me Garrett Cole all day.
Man. Okay, that's a good one. Because I was gonna say I'm gonna change mine. I have to think a little bit. I was gonna say Prime Oswalt. You know what? Man, I don't know how this works. You need. I was gonna say Correa.
Well,
I
you
just-
can bring back the
I
leadership.
mean, yeah.
You
But
have
what is
the,
that?
No, hold on.
Yeah,
that
but look
doesn't
what
work.
Jeremy-
That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Roster construction. That doesn't work. Roster.
Look what Jeremy Pena's doing right now. It's either got to be a pitcher or it's got to be a first.
You know who
baseman.
you know who I really want? 04 Beltran.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's who I want. That's who I want.
Specifically that year.
God dang it. Garrett Cole was a good answer, dude. Damn it.
I just think it has to be a bat. You can talk about all the worries about the starting pitching hitting a wall in August or whatever, but if we're 20 games under 500 in August, it doesn't matter. They hit a wall.
I mean, that's
They're
fair.
gonna win now to even have a chance.
I can't
You
wait
need-
to.
You need offense.
I'm going to order a cake, a cookie cake. Say, yay, you did it. And I'm going to send one when they DFA Jose Abreu. And then I'm going to send a second one in the end of September when we're 81 and 81 and say, yay, you did it. And this, and I mean
who are you
that. I was
sending
like,
this to?
yes.
Is this the least optimistic you've ever been about this team?
It might be.
Yes,
It might be the least
100%.
I've ever heard.
I mean, last
You know-
podcast episode, I broke.
You know what really bothers me about this current team and the way the organization is that it seems like it's being ran with winning on the back burner. Does that make sense? Like they don't have winning first. These moves, the mismanagement of the bullpen, the Jose Abreu situation, calling Joey Loperfido up for a night to pinch run, not adding to your staff when you knew guys were going to be in spring training were being pushed because they had arm injuries early on when you could have gone and gotten an innings eater. Now, if the trade deadline gets here and they're still competitive, you're going to have to get rid of Chaz or Ryan Presley or somebody to go get an innings eater. Now you're going to have to part ways with whatever prospects you think are worthy to get rid of to go get another arm.
There's blood in the water.
I just feel like there's so many front office moves that are being made. And I think personally, and I'll probably get crushed for this, but I think it's not all. A lot of people I've seen over the last probably like week or two have blamed Dana Brown for a lot of this. I don't think it's Dana Brown. I think it's coming straight from Jeff Bagwell and Jim Crane. I think a lot of situations are out of Dana Brown and Joe Espada's control. I really, truly do. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, he's
feel-
getting bullied. You don't blame the guy getting bullied. You blame the bully.
Yeah.
Also, everyone out there, like, you've all had to deal with at some point in your life with a boss or a manager who micromanages. That's what it feels like. Where it feels like everything you do is like someone's looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, do this. Like it's A plus B equals C, but you didn't do it right. It's this. It's a lowercase a. You're like, what? You're just gaslighting me. Like it feels like everything is just now micromanaged so much that I would snap.
You know why that's happening? Because incredible cheating scheme was going on that Crane wasn't paying attention to, and then now he's extra involved than he used to be. It used to be a smart guy, Jeff Lenow, running the show, making
Win
these
at all
moves,
costs.
and there was hierarchy, there was focus, there was drive, and now Crane's involved. He's bringing other people in.
Yeah.
Like you said, too many cooks in the kitchen, and it's
Nobody
a
can
mess.
make
Yeah.
grilled cheese.
Did you see Buster Olney's early trade deadline report?
Hold on, before you finish that, only Sherman, Nightingale, and who is other big MLB?
John Morosi.
have all in the last 2 weeks leaked, put out in their stuff that the Astros are definitely buyers, right?
Yeah.
And everything. So I'm let you continue.
Yeah.
They're getting it from someone in the organization that the Astros are going in for it, which is crazy.
So,
they're all four getting the same.
Jeff
info.
Passan also as
Passan,
well.
yeah.
So
Passan.
in one of those, I believe it was Buster Olney's, he talked about Jim Crane being one of the most involved owners in baseball, like involved with all of the front office stuff. Like out of all, it says all of his peers.
And
he's one of the most heavily involved.
I get it in the sense of like if I'm an owner and like I'm in like I want to I'm not forcing myself in the meetings. I hire as an owner, you should be hiring very smart people around you to do the jobs, not you. Why would I'm a billionaire, dude. Let me go to freaking Cannes Film Festival. Like I don't want to do this. Why am I? And I think Josh, you nailed it where this whole thing happened and now almost probably feel undermined because it is your name on the team that owns it. Like it happened, like you and everything stops at the top. But now it's almost like this Dr. Frankenstein, this craziness of it all. And I don't know. And I said this on the last podcast, and I know our audio and video was off, so I don't know if you listen or not, but I have no idea on June 14th what the identity of this team is, what the mission statement of this organization is, and what direction we're going. I truly feel, and circle it, bookmark it, whatever, that this is a crossroads for this organization. Because I think, and what we're being told, they're going for it. They're going to go be buyers because this team's going to figure it out. I feel like that is putting all your eggs in the basket, and it's for naught. Like I think there's very other calculated decisions where you can still go for it this year because of all the wild cards, but you can make strategic decisions to maximize your win probability in 2025. And you know what? If you win in 2025, everything changes, and all we do and all we're saying here in 2024 is for naught because winning cures everything in this city. And you call the mayor and tell him, hey, there's a parade on Louisiana Street. Everything changes. People are like, you know what? We embraced the suck for 2024. We won in 2025. It was worth it. But if you go for it in 2024 and you jeopardize 2025 and all for 81 and 81, that's why I feel like we're at a crossroads.
So that's a really concerning part for me is because you are on the verge of making decisions that could potentially impact the future of this organization. You can't deplete your farm system because your farm system is damn near already depleted. You can't just go out and give up. Who's the guy that Dana Brown's real high on? Blue Ball. You can't trade him. You can't trade Joey Loperfido.
That's good.
At some point, you're going to have to give Pedro Leon some run at somewhere in the major leagues, whether it's with the Astros or not. But if you want to keep him in your farm system,
I think he's
like
probably a top 3 trade piece.
Right. So he's going to be another one. So some of these decisions, as we get closer to the trade deadline, which we're like 6 weeks away, like it's crucial, not to just this season, but to the next couple of years, because then you're going to have to start worrying about what do you do with Kyle Tucker? Jordan, at some point, his contract is going to come back around. You've got pieces that you can build off of right now. If you punt this season and reload for 2025, you still have a good core. I think Alex Bregman's gone regardless. I don't think he's coming back. So I'm just leaving him off to the side.
I think
Verlander's going to come off the books. Jose Abreu is eventually going to come off the books. Montero's going to come off the books. I don't know what they do with Framber Valdez, but Drew Gilbert has been hurt all season long for the Mets. He has not played.
Yeah, Gilly has not been very good. What we've been told that they were okay parting with that was the Clifford thing that sucked. I think as long as you have the Jordan contract and the Altuve extension, and then you have the younger guy, you still go for it.
They're still
especially with Tuck. Like you're still, and I always thought that like the golden age was always gonna like run out of juice in the sense of like Jeff built it, and we saw his wife's tweets about it, and that well was not going to be filled. But I always felt there was a succession plan where you can do like what the Red Sox did, where suck for 1 or 2 years and then boom, go for a championship. Suck for 1 or 2 years, boom, go for a championship. Like I still feel like that's there, but I just it just feels like I'm on tilt, and I know the margins are tight. It almost feels like you've been there. You lose your Saturday morning football and afternoon bets. Okay, so now you're chasing your tail. Now you're betting
the evening.
You're betting the Pac-12 games.
The Pac-12 after dark.
Okay, you hit one of those, so we're like, okay, now I just got to get hot Sunday morning.
Yeah.
For the NFL, and I'm back to even. And then you're at the primetime game asking your bookie for an extension on the line and going all in on the Sunday night game because you're trying to get back, and all of a sudden you lose that game, and you're like, hey, dude, you got to float me a week. Like, it just feels like you're just.
Hey, do I need to get you a hotline to call? Like, are you?
No,
okay?
everyone's been there, dude. Everyone's been there.
No, there's a hotline for Gamblers Anonymous.
Everyone's been there with
It's
the
anonymous,
scenario
though.
I just said.
It's fine.
Everyone's been there. Everyone's been there.
Yeah.
We won't tell.
It just feels like you're just always making decisions to get back to even. Like every decision is like, oh, we got to do this, this, and this to get back to even.
Yeah.
Why are we settling for even? When have we ever settled for even? I understand that even you have to get back to even to then go forward.
Right. So where and when did the philosophy change? It's when Jeff Bagwell got more involved. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
He's a baseball guy. He's not an analytical guy. He said it when they fired James Click. Baseball's played by guys, not computers, or whatever the hell the official quote is.
That was just crazy.
That's when it's changed. Think about it.
I'm gonna say one thing real quick. I think it's very simple. I think if Jose Abreu is gone by July, this team turns it around. If he's still here, season's over. I think it's that simple. Look at how well they did when he got sent down. They immediately started winning.
They had a more consistent lineup.
I think you all know more than anybody about locker rooms and how big momentum and vibe is in a locker room, in a clubhouse. That's everything. I think he leaves. People aren't. It's not like they're wanting him to leave.
Right.
I think it's a cloud hanging over the vibe of this team. And as soon as he's gone, this team turns it around.
I think
we're good.
I think what we're seeing, I think those are all fair points, Josh. I think what we're seeing is when he was sent down to West Palm Beach, this lineup was more consistent. John Singleton got more run. You could do things. Like I always use the word consistent. It was just more consistent. Now that he's back, I think in the clubhouse, everything that's been made about Jose Abreu is that he's a fantastic clubhouse guy, fantastic teammate. That's all good and fine, but yet you need production. So I think in the clubhouse, it's just a damper on the vibe, the mood, on everything, because they hear things. They know that everyone's talking about Jose Abreu being really bad. Yeah. So I think it just brings everything down. It's just negativity and negativity. It's the hanging black cloud over this team right now.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, ego, pride, whatever it is, he's still around.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll see.
As a team, because Sosa was like, how does losing Jose Abreu help shitty pitching performance? The Astros as a team have a 3.30 ERA since May 15th.
Yeah, I think they've been nails over the last 6 weeks.
Pitching has been amazing. They've been losing a lot of 2-1 games, 3-2 games, 4-3 games. And then you have, when your bullpen is constantly having to hold those close games, they have extra pressure, they fold, and the whole team just falls down.
Well, I honestly feel like, and obviously this is just my opinion and the fans' perspective, it just feels like it's so easy to say, here we go again, every game.
Yeah.
And you don't think, I mean, these guys are world-class athletes, the top 0.0001% of the entire world population playing this game. They're very good, and all they've done is win. There's got to be some sort of like when there's a leadoff walk in the late innings or a leadoff single, and you're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
So
something has to change.
The other night when Montero came in and immediately gave up
30 seconds.
We were still
30 seconds.
Still up by 1 run with a guy on first base. The game should have been fine. It should have been easy, but everybody watching, it felt like the team felt like as soon as he gave up that hit and he gave up that run, it was it's over.
As soon as the scorch back up the middle, I was like,
yeah.
my literal first thing was like,
then Pena misses that ball, and then there's a ground to Montero. He misses. Like, it just spirals. It's just a whole vibe is off.
I think Joey Lopes is an athlete enough, and there's a question from Wiley. Do you think they're waiting for Loperfido to become more comfortable at first base to get rid of Abreu? I think Joey can play first base because he's just an athlete. I think he's an athlete, and that's what you need, obviously. Yeah. I don't think he's a Gold Glove winning first baseman, be plus WAR, whatever it is. I think he's a damn good outfielder. I just think you let the athlete be the athlete over there and see what happens.
I think Joe Espada is an infielder guy. He was the infielder coach for so long. I think he is very headstrong about wanting a good, fundamentally sound first baseman. But what Joey...
Did you say Loperfido again? Sorry.
No, I said Loperfido.
You said Loperfido.
I said Loperfido.
Thank you, Ben. Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
Joey, I don't need you on his team.
What Joey lacks in the fundamentals... And maybe he'll
fundamentals
drop a few scoops or something, but he makes up for it in athleticism. How many foul balls has Abreu not made it to? How many balls that he can't range to? Like, I think Joey will make it up, and he'll be average.
You know the videos, the TikToks, where it's like, or just any nature video when the apex predator is playing with like its prey.
Mm-hmm.
That was Camilo Duvall throwing 104 against Jose Abreu in the 9th inning with runner scoring position in a tied ball game. It was just like, oh, I can throw 104. Oh, I can break off 92. Oh, here's 103 right by you. I was just like, and then that led into everything. And you know what? It's even crazy. We finally had an extra inning game where we produced a run.
Yeah,
got him over.
We got him in.
And we got 2 runs. And
yeah.
I was like, we got.
All right.
It was we're so back.
And then
30
we lose.
seconds later, it was like, we're so not back. Oh.
One thing, and I know we're coming up on time. One thing Dana Brown did mention with us today on the show on 790 is Joey Loperfido is going to continue to get starts at first base in AAA. He doesn't know what it looks like for him at first base in the major leagues, but he said he will be a part of this run. So he's coming back up, and he looks like he's going to be here to stay.
The run to 500, the run for 81 and 81.
Yep. Hey, make sure you do some shopping at Kobe Stevens Golf Apparel, KobeStevens.com.
Father's Day.
Dad's Day. Use the code.
Shout out to all the fathers out there.
Use the code Dad's Day at KobeStevens.com. All kinds of sales, 30% off and more at KobeStevens.com.
Shirts, polos, hats, joggers, women's
pants,
line,
shorts,
youth
t-shirts.
Line, Kobe Stevens.
Man, check it out.
I have the Azalea.
If me and my dad don't have plans on Father's Day, where should we go? Like, maybe check out the game.
Good segue.
Yeah.
Good
I would recommend for everyone out there, Houston's wing joint, Apollo's wing joint, Big City Wings. Go to BigCityWings.com. I guarantee you could throw a baseball and hit a Big City Wings is closest to you. Tell them the Apollo Boys sent you. The weekend special, gridiron special, 2 for Tuesdays, Burger Wednesdays, Crawfish is up. You missed on that. That sucks because the crawfish was really freaking good. Reasonably priced too. Executive Nuggets on Thursdays, 2 for specials. And you know what? I'm going to head there today because I need some good food and some good vibes. Because you know what? If I have to watch,
you're saying you need.
I have to watch.
You need drink. That's what you're saying.
Dude, I actually haven't been lately.
Astros make you want to drink, huh?
You get the Michelob,
Michelob deals, the specials. If you know what, we're gonna. If we beat Scuba tonight, call the mayor.
We're back.
Tell them, Louisiana Street is closed for business. Closed for business because there's a parade in the middle of November. Believe in something one time, dude. We beat the AL Cy Young tonight. Hot streak, dude. 7 in a row. 7 in a row. We beat Scuba tonight 7 in a row. Perry's?
No.
Wow. That was good odds for you, dude. I gave you 7 in a row.
Yeah,
wow. Sorry. No take backs. Sorry.
I would have taken that.
You want to do it?
No, I don't want to bet 7 in a row. That's crazy odds. It's
one man parade. It's just gonna be Dez on. Just like with a
Turtle. You know what? I may do that. I may in the middle of November. My birthday's in November. The week before, actually on my birthday week.
What you should do is win the Astros DFA. Jose Abreu.
Just go down Louisiana Street with the signs. Oh my gosh.
That'd be mean.
That would be mean, but you know what? We may do that as a bit, though. Bourbon King, I think that's right. As we end the show, last year's theme was inconsistent. This year feels like the lack of urgency. Nails. Get urgent. Get busy living or get busy dying. Shawshank Redemption, the movie. Came out on your time in the 80s.
That's going to do it for our live edition of Beyond the Diamond podcast.
Dufresne.
It's going to do it. Josh, you want to get us out of here?
All right. Thank you for watching and listening to the live Beyond the Diamond podcast. I'm Josh. That's Des and Brian. We will see you next time.